Step 4 on how to connect to the spiritual realm. I actually got a little upset with them calling step 4, because actually step 4 should be step 1 for anyone starting this process, but it is at the end of the day, so we put it at the end. It's the end of the day, and what we want to do is give intent. Intent goes to the heart of that philosophical ideal of the secret, where what you think, what you put out there in the universe will come back to you. But in this intent, what we want to do as we fall asleep is focus on what we want, the information we want. So at the beginning, when I started, it was, I want to connect to the spiritual realm. I want you to communicate with me, right? And I gave that focus, just like that little child on Family Guy, like, mom, 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 mom. I just kept putting it out there. I want to connect to the spiritual realm. I want to connect to the spiritual realm. I want to connect to the spiritual realm. As I'm falling asleep, I'm thinking this, thinking this, thinking this. It's not enough to think it. Because let me explain how this operates. When you do a personal reading with me, and you say, Eric, look at my house. And what happens to me is I'll immediately have pain in my left leg. Then that pain shifts to the knee. Once it shifts to the knee, I'll have an idea of where the damage is. That's how a reading operates. I'm going to tell you where you're going to injure your leg. It's going to be in the knee area. I think you rip a muscle because I'm feeling it. So, in the process of intent, you need to feel it. You need to feel what it would be like if you had connected to the spiritual realm. Yesterday, because I had readings all day today, the intent I gave was clarity, clarity, clarity. So I imagine, what would it be like? Oh, they're going to be so happy with their reading because it's going to be clear. Everything's going to flow nicely because it's going to be clear. It's all just going to be a hunky-dory day, right? That's what I'm feeling. I'm putting this feeling out there because that is their form of communication. It's feelings going back and forth to communicate their messages. So make sure it's not enough you just speak it as you're falling asleep. Imagine the tone and the emotions that would come with that. Give the intent. The first intent I would highly recommend is connect me to the spiritual realm. Connect me to my guides. Give me a message, whatever the case may be. Put divinity behind it. Once we give our intent, we put it out there into the universe. We keep putting it out there. We keep focusing on it until it is achieved. Now, this part's going to get me in trouble, but I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not one for truly buying into all things that are the secret, that are intent. There's a very specific rule that comes with intent that I think has been avoided to a certain circumstance, and that is the Tao, the symbol of yin and yang, the symbol that circles all things. Intent requires the Tao. If you cannot give it the Tao, I don't think it's going to work. So, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. I do world predictions. Anyone that's seen the Tao, it's a big circle. We start with world predictions. I, a singular individual, am receiving world information from me, comes to me. I then circle it around and give it back to the world. You see how that went in one big circle? You have to have the circle. You have to have the circle for it to operate. It has to be a give and a take. It has to go back to the universe in some form or another. And that's the unique part of intent. It must be a symbiotic relationship you're having with the universe. I do hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please ask your questions. Once we have this intent, Once we give it a specific direction, we hold to that. We kept embodying it, pushing it, ma, 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 asking, pulling, pulling, pulling. This act, along with clearing your mind, allows you a focal point that's clear and apparent. Now, as you wake up after you've given intent, sometimes there is this space between sleep and awake. And it is this space, this little sliver of waking up, that, I'd ask away. That's where, for some reason, this space here has a very specific link to the spiritual realm that allows you to then purge questions, shoot them out there real quick. This is where a lot of the world predictions are done, through this one space. Again, as you're laying down and receiving this information, the one thing I've learned you need to do is sit up. Again, with the flowing energy. Like you're laying down, okay, sit up for a second and receive it that way. Just a tip on that front. But these are the messages that will come through with intent. You will receive these little pockets of information. And it really won't be much. It will be like looking in a rear view mirror, and that's it. Whatever that shows, that's it. That's all you get. With that said, write it down. Any message that you receive from the spiritual realm, write it down. This is step 4 in the process of how to connect to the spiritual realm. I leave you with clear understanding that the process only works if you do all 4 steps. If they endlessly go in a system, but most importantly is it has to be consistent. Each time you're taking this step, each time you're circling these 4 steps again and again and again, you're getting stronger. You're growing. You're becoming stronger. It's like pumping iron. Each step of consistency allows the fever pitch of world predictions. I no longer ask questions when it comes to world predictions. I simply ask, what's coming next? The world's too big, just show it to me. What's coming next? What's coming next? That allows for a free-flowing circle of information to endlessly come to me. And that's how it operates. And this is the 4 steps on how to connect to the spiritual realm. Within these 4 steps, it's very important that you keep it consistent, that you consistently circle the patterns over and over and over again. Each step, doing it day by day, is strengthening you. It's making you stronger spiritually. It is my hope to show you how to connect to divinity. My name is Eric Leigh-Pink. We have classes that you can do personally, where you and I will have a one-on-one and learn how do you specifically need to connect to the spiritual realm, or join our very large classes where we discuss the many different connections that you could have. The language of the spiritual realm, the flow of the spiritual realm, connecting to divine beings, you name it, we'll cover it. My name is Eric Leigh-Pink, and I very much want to be your teacher in all things spiritual. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like.